So it's almost Halloween. And I was thinking back to one of my earliest memories of Halloween. And I remember being like, let's say maybe like in first grade. And my mom made me a little Indian squaw costume. It was rust colored. Um, and I had my hair in braids. And it was a little rust tunic. And so I went across the street to this house, and I was standing there at the door, and I knocked, and I was waiting for them to come out. And I remember these teenagers who came up behind me, and I turned around. I was like, and they said, "Turn back around. They're gonna answer the door." So I did, and you know what they did to me? They took shaving cream and they put it on my back, and I remember going home because it was right across the street, and I think my parents weren't ready for like me to go out trick or treating it, but that was just like they said I could go across the street at least to this house to do that, and I just remember thinking like feeling really bad, you know, and my mom, like, how hard she worked to, because she sewed, then she made my little costume, and put my hair in braids, and I went across the street, and for those teenagers to do that to me. Have you ever been bullied or made to feel bad when you were little? Have you ever had any of those childhood experiences where you just, they're just so little, so minuscule, and but for some reason you remember them because they made you feel something, and maybe it wasn't that big of a deal in the grand scheme of life. But if you take that little situation and you add it to all the little things that happen as you're getting older, and then one day you're looking back and you're thinking about your life, and you think about all the little things that have happened, all the little things that made you you, and that little moment comes into play. I remember it being autumn. I have a lot of memories, beautiful memories. I had a really good childhood where I grew up. It was just amazing. I grew up on a lake. And I remember, though, there was this girl in our neighborhood who used to run around with all the neighborhood kids, and my brother, and just people on the block. Back in the day, all the kids ran together on their bikes and stuff. And so, anyway, I was standing in the yard, and she came over to me, and somehow I ended up on the ground. And I remember that she sat on me, like on my chest. And it was autumn, and there was beautiful leaves on the ground. But I remember she was wearing a denim jacket. She was a tomboy, pretty rough and tumble. And I remember her sitting on my chest, and she took some leaves on the ground and she put them in my mouth. And I remember, like, I was struggling a little bit because I felt the weight of her. And I couldn't get up really, but she was like, real quick, she put some leaves in my mouth. And I remember my mom was in the kitchen, and the kitchen window was over there, and because it was in my yard. And I remember I could look at the window, and I was wondering, like, if my mom was behind that kitchen curtain. I knew she's probably in the kitchen making dinner. And I couldn't call her. When you're a kid, kids do stuff to you. You just get immobilized. You're just like, what's going on? But anyway, that's another little memory I have of a time when I felt like that I was bullied for no reason. It's kind of sad if I think about it. Um. Anyway, I got all kinds of stuff to tell. You know, I don't sit there and dwell on stuff like that. But I just remember some stuff. This time of year, like I said, it just brings back all kinds of nostalgia. It makes me feel very melancholy. Right. Thanks for listening.